We had Dave Hoyland. He's an underage coach for Vickerstown FC. And Dave was talking about the changes from 7v7, 5v5, then back to 7v7. So we haven't had these changes come through officially on the FA, but we think that we might go from 7v7 next year back to 5v5. The logic being, as I understand it, is that you touch the ball more. But at the same time, I just don't really think it's a realistic version of the game. And I think this about our boys, almost to a man, they're all good technically, but they don't really understand the game that much. And I don't think 5v5 teaches you. I might be wrong. What do I know?
So essentially, it's going to be 4v4 when you start out until I can't remember the exact age now. And then it goes into 5v5 up until they are 11, I think it is. And then it goes into 7v7. But because we're in this transition year, this is all starting from potentially anyway, starting from 2026, so that we would be in that middle position where we're going to go up to 7-a-side next year, but actually we're not meant to, according to these new rules. So then we would go back down to 5-a-side and then back up to 7-a-side. So I'm sure that they have a plan for age groups like ours, because that's just absolutely ridiculous. And I would be totally against that, because that would just confuse every one of our kids. But moving forward, I get why they do it, because I've done a bit of reading on it, and it's the Dutch way of playing and the Dutch academies. That's what they've done. And obviously, you can't really argue against what they've done in the world of football. But at the same time, it just seems to me logistically for the UK an actual nightmare. I don't know how they're going to do it. Even just the pitch sizes will be different and smaller. There'll be a lot more teams. I mean, as it is, there's 10 Lee Ramblers teams. That would make it 14, 15 Lee Ramblers teams. How on earth is that going to work? Take all of the headaches away from it. What's best for the kids? Can you argue that this isn't best for the kids?
I guess they're kind of looking at that pivot midfielder that England have never had. And maybe this is a move from the FA to counter that.